Welcome back to the Clone Wars. This week we're looking at the 4-episode story arc from Season 4, Battle of Umbara. According to Overexcited Announcer, Umbara is a strategically vital system, and so they're going to take it away from the Separatists. And yeah, this arc definitely puts the war in Clone Wars. Obi-Wan and Anakin are naturally a part of this, and explain that this is going to be a rough one. The Umbara militia is being supplied by the Separatists, so they've got serious weaponry to bring to the party. Naturally, going into ridiculously impossible odds will be Anakin and his forces, and he's bringing along Fives, the only remaining member of that squad. But he's now an ARC trooper, and thus ready to kick some ass. Assuming that the Umbarans have asses, or have asses where their asses should be. I'm open-minded on the topic. Though wherever they might be, the Umbarans clearly don't appreciate attempts to probe them. Well, the clones are hardly going to take that lying down, so they release dozens, if not hundreds, of these tiny walkers to start shooting up the militia, because everyone knows the most terrifying animal in nature is the emu. This softens up the anti-air defenses, allowing the bulk of the forces to land, though this is a real Beach of Normandy situation, as the landing troops are still getting picked off even as they disembark their landing craft. Fighting against someone called the Shadow People makes Vietnam look like the Redcoats in the Revolutionary War. As if that weren't enough, Hardcase trips over a vine that isn't a vine. Just what this landing needed, something Lovecraftian. One trooper gets numbed, but Fives gets it to swallow a thermal detonator. That's what happens when your food disagrees with you. Finally, the troops reach an area that they can momentarily secure and catch their breath, although Dogma needs it spelled out to him that this isn't a request. He's a bit gung-ho, and not in the I want to see tons of action kind of way, in the I'm here to do my duty kind of way. He's not called Dogma because he's a fan of Kevin Smith movies, after all. As this hasn't been enough of a nightmare, the Umbarans unleash these little blue spidery things that keep zapping them, which is a problem, obviously, but it also means that the enemy is still active nearby. On Rex's suggestion, they withdraw from the ridge so that the airstrike can take care of things. Good thing, because the bombs do drift off course and strike right where they had been camped. And there's enough of the enemy around here without the need to resort to killing each other. We could have stayed home and done that. But this is when things take a surprising turn, as the landing craft brings another Jedi General, Krell, someone so remarkable that several of the troopers recognize him on sight. He was responsible for the air support. The air support that would have hit them if not for Rex, but still, that did help. And speaking of help, he's got some hands-on version of it to provide.
The Council has ordered you back to Coruscant, effective immediately.
What? Why?
I'm afraid a request was made by the Supreme Chancellor, and the Council obliged.
Not to worry, I'll take care of things here, Clementine. Anakin reluctantly leaves, but Rex is confident in the mission, especially with Krell in charge.
Your reputation precedes you, General. It is an honor to be serving you.
I find it very interesting, Captain, that you are able to recognize the value of honor for a clone.
Oh, he's going to be a fun one. I can see morale isn't going to be a problem on this mission. Fives notes what a problem Krell is proving, but Rex, while understanding where he's coming from, knows Krell's reputation. He can be a hard-ass, so long as in the end they've won. Which would be more comforting if even nature itself wasn't out to get them. I think it's safe to say this is not a nice planet. Krell takes out 2 of them by himself, all the justification he needs to be pissed at their performance. So he force marches them on. I mean like a real force march. The only reason that there aren't men with whips is they're too tired to hold on to their whips. Rex tries suggesting this to Krell, but he sees no need for them to set up camp. They just have to have the resolve to win this conflict.
See those platoons? Their mission is to take this city and take it swiftly. Time and rest are luxuries the Republic cannot afford.
Man, that sounds like the kind of talk you get from an officer reassigned from logistics or public relations for their first field command, not from a seasoned general. What's worse, the plan was for a surgical strike against the defenses of the city on multiple fronts to catch the defenders by surprise. I'll get more into this in a later episode. Krell, though, has a better idea. A full frontal assault on the main route. So like I said a moment ago, but also, it's the American Civil War, where toss more men at it was how you won. Rex points out just a few of the many reasons that this is a stupid idea, but Krell barks at him to shut his clone hole and do it. The men debate the merits of the plan on their way to their probable deaths. I think that's a point in favor of death. And it looks like the judges have called it. Death has an insurmountable lead by now. There is no denying that this one is going to the Grim Reaper. Things are bad, so Rex pulls them off the road, and an outraged Krell sends in more troops to save their asses, then heads out to chew him out for deviating from the plan of Operation Lemming. When Fives stands up for Rex, Krell pulls a lightsaber on him. But Rex stands up for his actions. That first, his forces aren't clones, they're men. And second, that he has a duty to those men not to squander their lives.
You have a spark of tenacity, Captain. I'll give you that.
Nice work, Clementine. Now, back to the fighting.
Incoming! The Umbaras must have regrouped for a counterattack.
All hail the Overlord! All hail the Overlord!
They ain't got nothing we can't handle, sir.